let's have a look at factorisation again. So hopefully you saw my Factorisation 1 video, and let's have a look at Factorisation 2. Okay, so I'm using a slightly different screen, and perhaps you can tell me which you prefer, the old screen or the new screen. Okay, so here we have expansion. Here we have an expansion, so we multiply out that bracket and we get 2x plus 2. So factorisation is the reverse of expansion. And to factorise an algebraic expression, we find the highest common factor of all terms and write this outside the bracket. So let's have a go at factorising this. The highest common factor of a, b and ac is a, and then 2, we divide all terms by the highest common factor and write inside the bracket, well, AB divided by A is B, and AC divided by A gives C. Okay, I hope that's clear. Now, I would like you to have a go at doing the second factorisation and pause the video. This one. Okay, so hopefully you've done that now. The highest common factor of A, B and AC is A again. And if we divide both terms, we get B minus C. And we can check to see if we are right. We can multiply out. So let's do that then. If we multiply out, we get AB and AC. If we multiply out here, we get AB subtract AC. Okay, so let's have a look at some more examples. Okay, so let's do 3 examples. Okay, I would like you to factorise. Let's do 2x plus 8. Let's do 3m plus 12. And let's do 8xy plus 20x. Okay, so pause the video and see if you can factorise these. Okay, so the first part was to find the highest common factor of 2x and 8. So the highest common factor is 2, and we needed to write that outside the bracket. And we needed to divide each term by 2. Okay, well 2x divided by 2 is x, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. We can expand out to see if that's correct. 2x plus 8. Okay, the highest common factor of 3m and 12 is 3. And we divide each term by the highest common factor, where 3m divided by 3 is m, 12 divided by 3 is 4. We can expand out to check 3m plus 12. Okay, so the highest common factor of 8xy and 20x is going to be 4x. And we can show that by doing our algorithm. Divide by 2, get 10. Divide by 2 again to get 5. We stop. This is the highest common factor, which is 2 times 2, which is 4. And we next need to find out what is common. The x is common, so we take the x out. Okay, so we need to divide each term now by 4x. So let's divide 8xy by 4x. Well, x divided by x is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2, and we have a y. So here we have a 2y. Next, we need to divide 20x divided by 4x. Well, 20 divided by 4 is 5. X divided by x is 1. Okay, so let's expand our bracket and see if we get the original amount, the original expression rather. Okay, so 2 4s are 8xy, 5 4s are 20x. Okay, so let's have a look at some more complicated examples. Let's do 5 questions this time. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so let's factorize and let's put in factorize. This is a bit of a pain. Factorize the expression, and we refer to these as an expression because we have no equality sign, we have no equal sign. Okay, 3xy squared plus 2xy. Let's do 4m squared x plus 12mx. Let's do 30mn squared plus 15mn. And let's start off with a difficult one. Let's do 33x squared y squared, and let's do 3xy. Okay, so we need to find the highest common factor. Now, hopefully you can do this by inspection. So the highest common factor of 2mn and 10m squared n is a bit annoying, is 2mn. Okay, now we can show that by our little algorithm here. Divide by 2 to get 1 and 5. This is the highest common factor, and mn is present in both terms. Okay, so we now need to divide out by our highest common factor. So let's do that then. Let's do that in blue. So we've got 2mn divided by 2mn. That just gives 1. So we got 1. And we have 10m squared n divided by 2mn. Well, 5 divided by 2, 10 divided by 2 is 5. This is really annoying. Okay, is 5. We subtract the index powers, so 2 minus 1 is 1, and we subtract the powers there. N to the 0 is 1, and we can just say n divided by n is 1. Okay, so we get your 5m. Now, I always encourage you to expand back out to see if you've made a mistake. So the nice thing about these questions is that we can always check. So let's do that then. Let's expand. Okay, so we get 2mn plus 10m squared n. Okay, that's correct. Okay, so the highest common factor of the numbers 3 and 2 is just 1. So we have an x, y common. So we take x, y out. And we can divide each term by the highest common factor. Let's do that then. 3y, and then we get 2. And we can show that by doing 3x squared y squared divided by xy. Well, 3 divided by 1 is 3. It should be xy. X divided by x is 1. Y squared divided by y just gives y. And we can show that by subtracting the powers. I'm just going to subtract the powers. 2 minus 1. When we divide in indices, we subtract the powers. So that gives 3y. Okay, so we've got 2xy divided by xy. Well, you can imagine there's a little 1 here. 2 divided by 1 is 1. X divided by x is 1. And y divided by y is 1. So we're just left with a 2 here. Okay, so I'm going to do less explanation for the remaining questions. If you haven't done them, pause the video and see if you can do them. Okay, so the highest common factor is going to be 4mx, and we're going to have an m here plus 3. And let's multiply out. We get 4m squared x plus 12m x. That's correct. Okay, the highest common factor here is going to be 15mn. We're going to have a 2 n here, and then we're just going to have 1. I hope you can see that because we've got an n squared there. So we need an n here. N times n is n squared. Also, we have 30 here, so we need 2 here. Okay, let's multiply out. 2 times 15 is 30. Got mn squared because we add the powers, and then finally we got 15mn. Okay, so the highest common factor is 3 rather, and we have xy. Here we have 11 xy plus 1. And we can multiply out to see if we have the right answer. So we've got 33x squared y squared plus 3xy. Okay, so let's have a look at some more examples. I'm going to stay with positive terms, and in video 3 I'm going to do some negative terms. Okay, so let's have a look at some more questions. Let's do 5 again to get to 13. So let's do 9. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, let's do 6. Okay, so let's Let's do some questions from the book. Let's do (6k cubed plus 3k squared). Let's do a to the 4 plus a squared. Let's throw some coefficients in. Let's do 25a to the 4 plus 5a squared. Let's do 7e plus 21e squared. Let's do x squared y plus xy squared. Let's do a, b, c squared plus c squared. And then finally, let's do m squared n cubed plus m n to the 10. Okay, so pause the video and remember we need to, in order to factorize, we need to have the highest common factor outside the bracket, and we need to divide each term by the highest common factor. Okay, so hopefully you've done that. I'm going to give less explanation for these questions. But I will be checking my results. Okay, so the highest common factor is going to be 3k squared. Then we're going to get 2k plus 1. Let's check the result. 6k cubed plus 3k squared. Right answer. Okay, so highest common factor here is going to be a squared. I'm going to get a squared plus 1. Let's multiply out to see if we've done the right factorisation. A squared, correct. Here we're going to get highest common factor 5a squared. 5a squared here plus 1. That is going to give 25a to the 4 because we add the powers plus 5a squared. Highest common factor here is going to be 7e. We're going to get 1 plus 3e. Multiply out to see if we got the right answer. 7e plus 21e squared. Okay, so highest common factor here is going to be xy. Here we're going to put an x. Here we're going to put a y. We can multiply out x squared y and xy squared. Okay, so the highest common factor here is going to be c squared. ab plus 1. Here we're going to get abc squared plus c squared. Okay, the highest common factor here is going to be, we can definitely take an m out, and the highest power of n is 3. Okay, so we've got m plus n to the 7. Okay, so it's quite a difficult one. Done there, okay. Okay, so we've got m squared n cubed plus m n to the 10. Okay, so hopefully factorisation is a little bit more straightforward, and that you're able to factorise binomial terms. Binomial means 2. Let's have a look at 3 more questions, then we'll finish. Let's do 16, 17 and 18. Let's do some difficult questions. Let's do 72a squared b cubed plus 9a to the 4b to the 3. Let's do 105 m to the 4 plus 5 m to the 7. Let's do 4m squared y cubed plus 12my. Okay, so pause the video and I would like you to do the solutions for these. Okay, so hopefully you've done that now. Let's do in green. We haven't used green before. Okay, so the highest common factor is 9 in the numbers. 8 9s is 72. And the highest power of a we can take out is a squared. And the highest power of b we can take out is b cubed. Okay, so let's just discuss why. Okay, I don't like this problem. Why the highest power is a squared. Okay, so if you can see, we've got an a squared here. So we can factorize that, and we can take in an a squared here. You see, an a squared gives a to the 4. So we can take that out as a factor. Okay, so let's divide each term by the highest common factor. Well, 72 divided by 9 is 8. A squared divided by a squared is 1. And b cubed divided by b cubed is 1. Okay, so 9 divided by 9 is 1. A to the power of 4 is a squared. And b cubed divided by b cubed is just b cubed. Okay, I hope you can see that a to the 4 divided by a to the squared is a to the 4 minus 2, which is a squared. Okay, let's draw our arrows in red. Let's multiply out to check. 8 9s is 72. A squared b cubed. 9a to the 4 b to the 3. That's exactly what we've got. Okay, so the highest common factor is going to be 5. And the highest power of m we can take out is m to the 4. How many 5s are in 20? Are in 105? Well, there's 25s in 100, so in 105 there's going to be 21. And m to the 4 divided by m to the 4 is just 1. And then we need to get m to the 7. So we're going to have to multiply this by 3, because 4 plus 3 is 7. So let's multiply out in red. Okay, so we got 5 times 21 is 105. M to the 4. Then we've got 5m to the 7. Okay, so the highest common factor here is 4. We only take out an m and a y because those are the lowest powers. We can only take the lowest powers of each variable out. Okay, so let's divide each term by the highest common factor. So we can do this if you like. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. M squared divided by m is just m. Y cubed divided by y is y squared because we subtract the powers. 12 divided by 4 is 3. M divided by m is 1. Y divided by y is 1. Okay, let's see if this gives the right answer. If it doesn't, we need to go back. So let me just reiterate, a great way of doing this is to multiply back out to check. So we got 4m squared y cubed plus 12my. Okay, and we know that's correct. Hopefully you are more proficient in factorisation. Please try the exercise 311. Take a photograph of your work and upload it. Thank you.